A servant of the old gods. Let us consume it. There, a spy for Xal'atath. We should kill it. Do you see it? The poor host cannot be saved, only put down. A traitor to his world and to his kind. His end was never in question, only who would deliver it. Another nameless brute of Sargeras, pretending to aid these elves. Little do they know their fate. Disaster abounds here. Elf ruins filled with unquiet souls, ripe for harvest. The dragons are weak here. You would do well to exploit this fact. The Legion burrows deep here. If they burrow deeper, they may not like what they find. So much fury in this soul. It will be a good harvest. Another tortured soul, long overdue for oblivion. I am more interested in his advisor, though. The recruitment of the Eridar was quite a win for Sargeras. He desperately needed more intelligence in his war host. A corrupted corpse of a dragon? How dangerous could that possibly be? Another mind-warped servant of Xavius. A druid should have better control of his own mind, don't you think? Xavius's tricks are cunning. Why reveal yourself when you can control from afar? It is possible Xal'atath may be responsible for her form, but her arrogance is all her own. Behold the wasted power of the Titans before you, done in their name, no less. Odin was a great enemy, until his own arrogance proved his undoing. You should ask him if he has considered Loken's final words to him. Go ahead. Skovald seeks to join the ranks of the Destroyers, unaware that so many of those who dare are betrayed. The fallen Aspect's lair is near. He was the strongest of them, and yet the easiest one for us to corrupt. More of the Titans' failed experiments grow here unchecked. The Drogbar prove their failure as creators. The Tauren here are remarkably resilient to corruption, considering their origins. I long for the day our masters can truly pass into this realm. You have only seen fragments, shadows, the faintest of echoes. Ask the ethereals what one of these manifestations is capable of. The nearness of the void here is comforting. I was used in the sacrifice of many creatures in a place like this. Every death brought us closer to the complete corruption of this world. I remember the Dark Iron fondly. Modgood was so easy to influence, such was her hate. Imagine her fury when I abandoned her to the Wildhammer at the worst time. I can be very easy to lose. Remember that. We may face some of my brethren in this conflict, a prospect that delights me. Their power will be mine. They will pay for what was done to me long ago. The god of the deep writhes in his prison, breaking free ever so slowly. You should hurry and defeat the fallen Titan. There are greater battles yet to fight. It is ironic that the weakest of us may be the ultimate victor. Cthulhu, Yogg-Saron, Y'Shaarj, and... well, only one would remain to consume the world that was always meant to be. Delicious. Every little death helps. Enjoy that. roaring. Did you feel it cease to exist? It was thought his kind was incorruptible. A lesson for my brothers, I suppose. Loken did fine work turning her, but in truth, Odin's arrogance takes most of the credit. Ymron was a fine tool. He did more to spread the blessing of flesh than any other of his kind. A beast of stone who ignorantly throws around power he barely controls. He should be put down before he ruins our plans. Though he is not one of our servants, he has heard our whispers. They darkened him forever. The walls between realms are thin here, so easy to tear open. Do you know what would happen if true shadow and light met here? The research into the void here is commendable, but ultimately futile. How could you possibly understand what the Titans did not? I know the Naru consider us horrors to be resisted. We do not share this view. They are merely beloved brethren that lost the true path. They will return to their masters in time. Oh, you've gathered quite the group of followers. It is fortunate they are focused on this incursion and not the true war. The scope of it might destroy your minds. Do the Naru speak of the eternal conflict? That the entire history of your world is but a fraction of the time that has passed? Of those that came before the Draenei? No? Xavius uses the power of his new master well. Warping the mind of a demigod is no mean feat. Corrupting the guardians of the dream is a bold move, but Xavius may be overreaching. He would be better off quietly spreading the nightmare's influence instead of raising such alarm. Another seed of corruption planted in death. An unquiet spirit will wander in anger and grow in pain. Easy prey for the god of the deep. Almost completely gone, as if it never existed. But the rift is deep and vast, and somewhere down there it stirs. Something has changed. The last prison weakens. We must prepare. It appears the prison of Xal'atath is not as strong as it once was. What you see is a tiny growth of the behemoth that may yet consume your world. Great dragons bent to the will of Xavius, who serves the god of the deep. Instead of breathing life, she consumes all around her. Another defender of the Titans brought low. Every death makes it easier. Perhaps now his misery will end, though I doubt it. Xavius, running from one master to the next, scrambling for power, yet defeated again and again. The god of the deep picks a poor champion. Or is there something else at play? A powerful dragon could be a powerful tool. Alas, gone are the days of Galakrond. These three have enjoyed the secret favor of Xal'atath for long enough. Sadly, their reaving days are done. Such arrogance, even for a long-lived elf. The taste of her life force is exquisite. She claims to know the future, but those who have lived far longer than her know the truth. Her desperate bid to remain in control dooms her people. Here is one who has caught the merest glimpse of your grim reality. It warped his mind forever. Long has this one's time been coming. A true servant of the fallen Titan, he seeks the doom of all things. as if that would really save them from the void. An interesting amalgamation of fell species. I wonder, are there more of its kind? An interesting mutation of an ancient species. Its shell is nearly impregnable. Nearly. The spawn of the Titans infest this area. Despite our gift of flesh, they still worship those false gods. Helya and her cult are strong here, so close to the truth, yet so far. Do not be impressed by tall icons of the Titans which stand here. The towers of sacrifice in Xal'atath dwarf these pathetic temples. This city of elves pales in comparison to the sleeping city. Suramar, its noble citizens, greedily slurping at their world's very lifeblood. The fallen elves cower behind their wall. They know no other way. To see Yogg-Saron's nightmare in full bloom fills me with jealousy and some pride. Here you will see why the Legion's invasion is ultimately futile. All can be corrupted, dreams and demons alike. The elves here are desperate to save themselves from the nightmare, while the demons seek to harness its might. Both will fail. When do you think she turned? Centuries ago? She hides her hunger for power behind a cloak of suffering and righteousness. This one is old, but still not one of the first. These creatures were too hungry for magic to obey our masters, though they still prove useful from time to time. Another fool who believed Illidan's lies of sacrifice and righteousness. Tormented, he turns on everyone. Her mother was more impressive. This one's hunger is uncontrollable, and her tactics overused. An easy target. Really? These thugs of Sargeras are so interchangeable. This one is good with his axe. Oh, how unique. How far the Manastorms have fallen, relying on crude machines and weak arcane wizardry did them no favors. Still, they had their uses. For this idiotic pustule of N'Zoth to have lived so long, it does little to refute my opinion of this world's new owners.